Roblox is still managing to steal even more from its creators with some of the new updates they have been pulling out. Let's talk about it while I paint the Black Album by AC/DC. Or Back in Black album, sorry. So to start off, let's go back in time to, I guess, whenever you could first create games, upload 2D clothing, and things like that on Roblox. Obviously, whenever you would make earnings, you didn't get to keep all of them. Roblox would take, I think it's always been 70%, at least as long as I have been creating, Roblox has always taken 70% of what a creator makes. So say if I upload something for 5 Robux, I would get 70% of that, Roblox gets 30%. Which makes sense in a way, even though I really think that Roblox shouldn't be taking even that much, because Roblox contributes very minimal to making my clothing. Roblox does not help. I mean, like, yeah, like we get the template from Roblox and stuff like that, but Roblox really, like, they don't make the 2D clothing. They don't really contribute much of anything besides just existing as a website and us having the templates to make these clothing. And of course, Roblox really provides more for developing games than it does with making 2D clothing, obviously. But even with games, I really don't think they should be taking so much from creators, because we already get so little, and we also have to kind of put that back into what we do from paying our, like, say if I make a game and I have to pay scripters, I have to pay builders, voice actors, because Roblox actually is more pro voice acting now, so you can, like, there's ways to add voice acting into your game. You have to pay that, you have to pay people that design your clothing and stuff like that as a group owner, unless you just make it yourself, which can be difficult to do sometimes, especially making a game on your own. But also, when you're uploading clothing that you make onto the website, you're having to pay the upload and publishing fee. Now, of course, back in the good old days, Roblox did have, I think it was the 20 Robux before, but just recently it was only 10 Robux to publish and upload a piece of 2D clothing. Then whenever things started changing due to the safety updates, they changed it to where you have to pay 10 Robux to upload it, and another 10 to publish it publicly so it can be purchased, which made that total up to 20 Robux. So obviously, that's probably gonna increase the prices of 2D clothing, because obviously you want to make at least make back what you sell, but also more, because you put time and effort into it, right? And then a while later, Roblox announces that it's going to be changing the prices to upload and publish clothing, 2D clothing, by the way. And it also announced that rather than taking only 30%, Roblox decides we're going to switch positions. Now you, the creator or owner of the clothing item, only get 30% of what you created, while Roblox, who sits on their fat fucking ass and does nothing, gets 70%. Now, obviously, this doesn't seem fair, right? It's not fair at all. And in fact, this is like a really big complaint that I have of Roblox, is how greedy they're getting. But there's actually a way to loophole this to where you get 70% again. Because Roblox also announced that when clothing is sold in-game, the game's owner, for example, if I sold a piece of clothing here somehow, if for some reason Gigglefinger over here wants to promote my clothing in his game, he can add it into his game, and whatever my clothing sells, he gets 40%, and he gets 40% of that. I don't exactly know what the ratio is with that, but he will get 40% of what my profits are from my selling clothes. So the way you loophole this update is if you make a game, like a clothing store game, or even just a game, so that way you can get the full 70%, and the clothing you want to sell gets purchased in-game by people who buy your clothing in your game, so that way you're not only getting the little small percentage you would just get from normally selling the clothing piece, but also you get the other 40% because it's in your game, so you sold it in your game. and also scripting the in-game purchase of 2D clothing, and also making little mannequins or displays for 2D clothing in games is actually pretty easy. There's plenty of tutorials on YouTube. I even have the clothing displayed in my game. I have like 2 different clothing stores, and I like scripted the mannequins for it and stuff like that. But that is one of the easiest ways to loophole it, and I also want to beg you people, I can't really force you people, to buy clothing, and I think a lot of people do just kind of buy their clothing in-game now, rather than just shopping on the website. But if you are to buy 2D clothing on this platform, if you spend any money on Robux, I'm begging you, find a creator that you want to buy from, buy it in a game that they have. If they have their 2D clothing items in a game, go into the game to buy it. I'm begging you. And also, if you are a creator of 2D clothing, if you're just somebody that owns like a group with clothing in it and you pay clothing designers, make a clothing store in your game. You don't even have to make it all fancy and decorative, but if you are a 2D clothing maker, or if you're just an owner of a group that sells 2D clothing, put it in your game as well, and don't just leave it on your page. And make sure that if you are somebody who's buying this 2D clothing, please, I'm begging you, buy it in game, so that way we can give creators their 70% that they deserve, and make sure Roblox gets absolutely bare minimum, because they do the bare minimum at this point. Now, I don't know if this 30 to 70% is the same for when you purchase a game pass in games, but I do know that this is the new thing with 2D clothing, because they were trying to make it where it is the same pricings and everything like that as it is with 3D clothing and UGC, which is so unfair because 2D clothing is nothing like UGC, and the process of making it is not the same at all. In fact, don't sacrifice me to David Baszucki for this, but I might say that making 2D clothing is a simpler process compared to making a 3D UGC item on Roblox. Now, I understand that some of the 2D clothing is more detailed and stuff like that, and, UGC's, but UGC's 3D, it's 3D modeling, that takes a lot of skill and effort to do, but again, like I said, 2D clothing is nothing like UGC creation. They are 2 completely different things. They are 2 completely separate markets. People pay UGC creators more to make 3D items compared to paying 2D clothing designers. And also, if you're asking how does changing the ratio of earnings on 2D clothing benefit anybody playing Roblox, anybody at Roblox HQ, I don't know. I wish I knew how this benefits David Baszucki, how it benefits the creators on this platform. I actually don't think I think this is just a stupid shits and giggles update. Like, this is so useless. Another update they actually did a while back that really hurts creators, and I guess this was more for a safety reason, was locking public games to being 16 plus until they hit a certain player criteria, and it doesn't automatically go back to being whatever age rating it has. By the way, you have to get it approved, hence why this game right here, Paint an Album, hasn't been able to be accessible to all ages. So if you do not see Paint an Album, it is not their fault, it is Roblox's fault, because they have been trying to get this game back for all ages for weeks now. Once again, the team is fighting tooth and nail with Roblox to get this game back up to its normal stance, to being available for all ages and making sure the game stays public. Thankfully, this game has actually managed to stand up for a couple of weeks now, which is amazing on its own. But it's just the fact that it's not accessible to all ages yet, because Roblox just simply will not look at their request, and they take forever to answer your request to put your game up for all ages. Now, for safety reasons, I can kind of, I get the whole restricting games with, restricting games to certain ages. I understand doing all of that. I understand. I mean, I guess I do kind of understand why they lock games that just immediately come up to 16 plus, because condo games are so, spam developed and are just so copy and pasted onto the platform that it prevents people that are really, really young from seeing those games and like joining those games, but at the same time, it being 16 plus is about as useful as I don't know what. Because again, 16, 17, still really young to be exposed to condo games and stuff on Roblox. That's still a minor, at least in the USA. Either way, still a very, very young ages to be looking at that kind of stuff. Still minors, still whatever. So restricting it to 16 plus is just useless. And so is the useless update of Roblox deciding to take 70% of earnings on 2D clothing instead of just the usual 30%, because they're greedy. I just found the perfect example from this new update. So even with the Roblox Plus benefit of getting a discount, I now have went from earning 3 to 4 Robux on my black lace dress top. I now only get like maybe 2 or 3 Robux, which, I mean, it's only a 1 Robux of a difference, but again, it's still going to be a lot in the long run. It would still be a lot in the long run if I made more off my clothing, but I could have probably earned about 2 more Robux from that because I actually don't know. Let me see if this person has a premium subscription of. Okay, yeah, they do have the subscription, so this is with the discount. I only made 2 Robux. I don't know what, because there's different levels to the subscription discount that you have. I don't know what level theirs is, but I mean, there's a chance that somebody could have like the top tier one and I'd only earn like 1 Robux from it. Actually, I think I do. However, I already own that clothing item and I don't feel like repurchasing it, so okay. So my red snow sweater I sell for 10 Robux. I have a discount of 8. If I hypothetically buy this, I wonder how much I would get. I don't want to test that, do I? Let me just do this random Hello Kitty shirt. Okay, so it's... yeah, so after 5 Robux, you can't get a discount. But... and that's what I sell my, wow. I just realized that's what I sell my black lace dress top as, is 5 Robux. So they're not even getting the discount, are they? So then why am I earning... okay, so one of them is 3. Some of them... wait, no, that's the black suit top. But that's still 5 Robux because it's a set. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to math here, and... okay, that's just not adding up. But yeah, I only earned 2 Robux on my most recent purchase of my black lace dress top. Well, I'm trying to see when this date was, because now I'm just... 7/23/26. Yeah, that was definitely after the update of bullshit. Anyway... I mean, maybe they reverted that decision to do that along with the amount of Robux, because originally it was going to be like, I think 800 to 900 Robux or something like that to even upload the clothing, but then they doubled down and, well, no, they first doubled down and then they decided to revert the decision and say, oh, well, it's only going to be 90 Robux now. What do you mean only? It was literally 20 before, and 20 is very reasonable, so that way clothing isn't mass copy and pasted, obviously. And even so, with copying, once again, they really don't do anything with DMCA claims. I have seen people time and time again fight tooth and nail with Roblox to get their shit back and get the stuff that they own back, and Roblox is just like, oh, I don't see a problem with this. Because it even happens with UGCs. People will steal UGCs, upload them, earn money off of them. Someone tries to DMCA it, Roblox will reject the DMCA. And that is so stupid. Also, one thing that I've noticed that Roblox kind of does with updates that get more negative, like... I don't know, maybe it's just me, but one thing I did notice is that sometimes when Roblox has an update that gets a lot of negative backlash, they'll change or like half revert the decision, which gives people like a false sense of security. So they're like, oh, thank God, it's only 90 Robux, not 800. But it's still worse than what it was before. It's still a bad update, and it's still something that's useless and shouldn't be done. And I feel like, now this might be a bit of a stretch, but I do kind of feel like it's a manipulation tactic, so that way they're not receiving so much negative backlash, so it looks better on their end. But maybe that's just me talking out of my ass. Maybe that's not what they're doing. I don't know, but I really hate that they just don't listen to any negative backlash about any of their updates. They just stick with it. They just go with it. And I mean, some of the updates that had negative backlash, like for example, the AI age verification and stuff like that, it actually, there's nothing they could do about that because that's actually something in the lawsuits. So legally, they kind of had to add age verification. From what my understanding of it is because whenever the representative, or no, it was the general attorney, I think her name was Liz Morell. Whenever she sued Roblox, I think she was also pushing for age verification on Roblox. And so obviously, whenever they go to sue them, they're like, wait, no, well, there's probably an agreement that says you must put age verification on your platform or whatever, you know, just they like they used it as a scapegoat to push for Roblox's issues. They used Roblox's issues as a scapegoat to push for AI age verification, which is even worse because it's like, hey, to prove that you're an adult and not a little kid lying about their age, send a picture of your face so we can keep it in a database. Are you fucking stupid? But anyway, I want to go back to focusing on, like, you know, Roblox pretty much stealing from their creators because that's what they're doing at this point. And I do think it has something to do with the fact that they are just constantly getting sued by different states in America, which honestly, I actually think that's funny. I don't even care about it anymore because all they're going to do is just take away from us creators the more they get sued. So I'm just at a point where I'm like, you know what? Keep suing them. I don't care at this point. They don't care about their creators. They don't listen to anybody. I'm just gonna let it be stupid. I'm just gonna keep playing Roblox. I'm gonna let Roblox be stupid, and I'm gonna watch this platform just crash and burn at this point. There's no saving it. And I honestly had a feeling that this is gonna happen sooner or later because I was like, you know what, with all these lawsuits, they're gonna have to find some way to earn that money back. And despite how they're, what, probably multi-million-dollar company, maybe even billion. I don't want to say billion, but I mean, I'll go in the millions for now. Multi-million-dollar company, very big company that has lots of money, but they gotta earn their millions back somehow. Because they're just being sued and sued and sued. And at this point, it's for no reason. They've made every safety update under the sun, and now it's just like, the state of Oklahoma is suing Roblox because they have failed to see that their safety updates have actually been safe. And it's like, what? Did you look with your head shoved up your ass? These safety updates have pretty much made Roblox almost unplayable. And honestly, if this website crashes and burns, and that's what it takes to... I don't know, but Roblox, I mean, I'll admit Roblox does have a predator problem. They have they had a moderation problem, and there were things they could have done. I mean, like, to, you know, kind of make Roblox a bit safer. I wasn't really thinking age verification and stuff like that. I actually think that's worse than just simply making it where, hey, if you put your age as this age group, you can only have these general chat options right here. And if you're this age group, you have chat with very strict censorship. And if you're adults age, you can chat with no problem, no moderation, no nothing. You know, it'll moderate some swear words for the other people in the server, but also, you know, it's like they still get around it. It's like no matter what they do, like, the predator's always gonna get around their updates. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is those safety updates made it harder for smaller creators on the platform like myself to earn anything and to get my game, you know, to have more visibility on the platform. They made it more difficult, and honestly, I'm in for it. If it honestly, as long as it protects kids or whatever, if it keeps them safer, I will just find other ways to, you know, advertise my game and stuff. But it really sucks that it's have to hurt their small creators so much, and the fact that they damage their small creators, and they're just trying to take more from it and making it near impossible for smaller creators on the platform to do literally anything. I also think they're adding an update, or they have already added an update, where to make a game, you have to be age verified and a certain age to make games on Roblox Studio. Which, honestly, fair, I guess. I mean, I don't expect an 8-year-old to make a Roblox game, but also, again, with the whole needing age verification to do literally anything besides not even play games on Roblox, you have to be age verified to do anything. Even play games half the time, I think. Unless the content maturity is like minimal, I think. Also, the rating they go off of is still the stupid one that they just pulled out of their ass, instead of the one that's like, you know, like movie, like, you know, like other video games and what other movies use for their rating. E for everyone, 10 and up, or just, you know, just stuff like that. Though that rating, they don't really go off of that rating, which is just kind of stupid to me. But of course, and I know probably you guys are probably wondering, well, why are you complaining about Roblox while you're playing Roblox? And that's the obvious answer. I love the games on Roblox. Despite how Roblox is getting crappy, I'm gonna sit here and play it until the day it burns to the ground. But I don't play it much anymore, to be honest. I don't find entertainment in a lot of the games anymore. Even the games that I used to play on here in rotation, I'm just not entertained by Roblox anymore. I do other things. I play other things. And honestly, just watching them continue to just steal from their creators and become more greedy is just sad. But that's why I'm playing Roblox, because I still like the games on here, because the creators of the Roblox games have nothing to do with Roblox itself. So I will continue to be on here, and if you are also going to continue to be on here, if you're going to continue to buy Robux, buy 2D clothing, again, please try to buy it in a game made by the creator of said 2D clothing stuff. Like me, if you want to buy my clothing, I don't care if you buy it on the website, but I would prefer it if you would join Frostville, check out my game, obviously, and you can buy the clothing there. I have 2 separate clothing stores on each side of town, one called Emma's Boutique, and the other one is called Cozy Corner, I think? Cozy something, I think it's called Cozy Corner. But anyway, that is all I wanted to talk about for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Also, we are so close to 1,000 subscribers. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind over it, because I had 998, it went to 997, went back up to 998, now it's at 997 again as I'm recording this, and I'm losing my mind. Anyway, guys, bye-bye.